I always have stocks of interest, other stocks that, as I go through all of these news media outlets, I have stocks that catch my attention, and I find the stories on them. General Electric stock rises 4%. I am not a big fan of General Electric, but it made the news. We'll look at that stock. What else is in here? Exxon. Why Exxon Mobil stock jumped 5% today? I already showed you a story about oil and all the supply glut of it. So this is an interesting story. It jumped, but we're going to take a look. The oil giant is still betting big on oil, so it's good news when oil prices aren't falling. And this is why I use the power of the software. I'm not sure I agree with the story, so I'm gonna analyze the stock to make a better decision. Hopefully that makes sense. I like this story. Microsoft versus Apple. One is a better investment. So before we try to get the answer from the story, let's use the VectorVest software to get an answer. But Microsoft has performed better than Apple in the past 5 years. A closer look at the two companies shows that Microsoft has a better business model than Apple. When I see opportunities and challenges in both, I expect Microsoft to be a better performer. That's this dude right here. He ain't me, and he don't work for VectorVest. So I like this story, but I'm going to use the VectorVest software to make a better determination. And last but not least, Peloton sales surged 66%. You know why? Because people at home are riding that bike while they're at home. Now, one of the things that didn't happen for me while on the pandemic is I got fatter. Whew, I got a little bit bigger in here. So I should have gotten the Peloton bike. But sales surged 66%. So these are stories that caught my attention. Let's go back into the software. Let's go peep them out. Microsoft, Apple, XOM was the story. Was that it? And GE. All right. So let's take a look at it. Microsoft, overvalued. All right. So the first thing is that, hey, Microsoft is better than Apple. All right. Stock is overvalued. Let's go look at Apple. Well, Apple's overvalued. Dang. All right. Let's go look at Exxon. It's fairly valued, and General Electric is overvalued as well. Let's go peep out the relative value. Relative value on Microsoft above 1. That's good. Apple's got it above 1 as well. That's good. Exxon and General Electric, upside potential, not there. Let's go to safety. Microsoft's good safety at 1.35. Apple, 1.36. We beat it out just a little bit. I'm an Apple guy, by the way. And last but not least, Microsoft is in an uptrend. And Apple's in an uptrend, but Microsoft's in a bigger uptrend. All right, what else do I see? Microsoft's got better earnings growth than Apple. How about maybe the story might be a little right? If I'm analyzing it, I'm analyzing that Microsoft has got a better VST, which is the combination of RVRS and RT in one indicator. Microsoft is a little better than Apple. But I look at Exxon and GE, I'm not feeling those as well. Let's go take a look at the graphs. So maybe the story's got some credence behind it. All right, there's Microsoft, nicely moving higher. Look at that resilient, and that's like a V-shaped bottom. Put this on a 3-month graph. Stock is moving up nicely. Look at the earnings per share. Microsoft looks good. What is it doing now? It's coming up to another level of resistance, which is on a 3-month high. Let's take a look at Apple. Apple's doing sort of like the same thing too. Looking at moving higher, earnings moving higher. I think that you couldn't go wrong with either one of them. But from an analytic standpoint, Microsoft may be edging out Apple just a little bit. But I would tell you it's okay to buy either one of them. This is the reason why we get the stories, and this is where VectorVest puts the rubber to the road, and we get a full information on the story. Next one, Exxon Mobil, earnings falling, stock moving a tad bit sideways, still above the 20-day exponential moving average, but moving sideways. And the last one, GE, is just horrible. I don't know how GE is still around, my personal opinion, but GE is just, I put that on a 6-month graph, I put that on a 1-year graph. GE is not a good stock. And it's not that I hate them or anything, they're just not a good stock. And just right now challenging a level of a low more so than a level of a high. All right. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Now, if you're new to the software or would like refresher information about the software, click on this Getting Started video right here. Thanks to all of your input, here's a YouTube video that we think would be perfect for you. Click right here. If nothing else, folks, just hit the subscribe button right here.